All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim, to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth and faith and sincerity. I'm the brother Shema Allah from the GMS Houston camp. And this lesson is going to be going into the latest news. I just have two articles pulled up for today. And just going to get straight into it. And as you can see at the website, basically my favorite website to go to. For news, right? I have a couple that I also go to as well, but end time headlines is what I mainly go on. All right, so as you can read the heading, all right, for this news article, it says Iran-backed rebels vow unimaginable revenge on U.S. and U.K. after strikes on the Houthi strongholds killed five militants. All right, and the Iran-backed rebels is this Houthi right here. All right, so America, all right, or the U.S. and the U.K. They did some strikes right on this area right here. Okay, and they killed and injured some people, and basically, they want to retaliate. All right, which America has always done things, to make these different countries hate them, to where they have the people chanting death to America and this and that, right? But you know, I forgot what was it, 2020, right, when the U.S. killed General Soleimani, and I believe they just off somebody else, But this it's just a never ending thing, and sooner or later, man, all of this is gonna come to a head to where you know it's gonna lead up, or start, World War III, right, and the destruction of America, will happen. All right, it has a long track record, just doing treacherous things. Okay, they just do what the hell they want to do. All right, and the thing is, there's going to be no consequences, but there are. All right, not because I'm saying so, or not because these nations are saying so, right? Because the Musa say so, because the scriptures say so, right? In prophecy, the prophecy say that America, all right, will be offed, all right, destroyed. Okay, but says the Iran-backed Houthis have vowed unimaginable revenge in the wake of the U.S. and U.K.'s overnight blitz on their military bases in Yemen. The fused rebel group called the coalition strikes that hit 60 military targets and killed five of their militants as an act of war. Right? It says as a full-blown conflict threatens to explode in the region. All right, so it said that was an act of war. Then it says a full-blown conflict threatens to explode in the region. So what region is it referring to, right? You see, it has Saudi Arabia right here. Now, when you go to Joel 2 and 20, right? It says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, right? Which is the American army, right? And where will he go? It says, and I will drive him into a land barren and desolate, right? It's like you just seen right here. Land barren and desolate, Saudi Arabia, right? It says, and will drive him to a land barren and desolate, which is faced towards the east sea, and its hinder part towards the utmost sea. Now, when you look at this, right, Saudi Arabia, the scripture said, with his face towards the East Sea, right? Now, the East Sea, as you can see over here, right, the Persian Gulf, okay? And then it says the utmost sea. The utmost sea from this sea will be what? The Red Sea. So the land barren and desolate. It's talking about between, both of these seas. So all of this right here, man, this little area, right? It's where things are gonna take place, man. When things are gonna start heating up. All right. This is where shit is gonna happen. All right. And the prophecy, right, says that, hey, I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive them into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hand apart towards the utmost sea. And the Most I said you would do this. He said, I will remove them. Okay, so something's gonna happen to to lead all of these troops in this area, right? He says, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he had done great things. Right, and America is not coming out on top in this. Okay, you get Joel 3 and 2. I will gather all. I started 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, right? Basically ending our captivity, I will gather. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shabbat, which means the basically Yahweh's judgment, right? The valley of decision, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land. So the Mosiah is bringing them there to plead with them. Okay, the Mosiah is orchestrating all of this thing, all of these things. All right, what Isaiah 13 says, Yahweh of hosts mustereth, the battle, you know, paraphrasing the scripture. All right, and you go into plead Shabbat. All right, Strong's H8199. All right, so it says to judge, to govern, vindicate, punish. All right, and they will be punished. All right, I read a little bit more in this. Um, let's see. Western coalition forces smashed dozens of military targets, including an air base, airport, and army camp, in what Prime Minister Rishi Sunak called a proportionate action of self-defense. The PM, the PM today said the UK needs to send a strong signal that the Houthi rebels' attacks are wrong and with cannot be carried out with impunity. So they don't want to. They're not going to let this go. All right. It says he said our aim is very clear. It is to de-escalate tensions and restore stability to the region. U.S. President Joe Biden hailed the airstrikes on the sites used by Iran-backed militia group a success, but added he would not hesitate to launch more. All right. So these things are going to keep heating up, right? And I will, post this article in the description box. You can go read it yourself. All right. But I'm going to go to the next article, right? It says the heading reads: Research group links to Wuhan discovers never before seen virus in bats in Thailand with almost as much potential as I don't really know if you can even still mention this word right there, but I'm just gonna say C19, just to be discreet about it, right? Because they like to YouTube likes to go back to your videos and label them medical misinformation and give strikes and all of these things, right? So yeah, but you see, it's all of these. This stuff is coming back, man. It, because like brothers always say, hey, that first time in 2020 was just a trial run to see, how people will react, you know, during these situations, and how would they react to the jab, who all would take it, um, seeing who are the problem, right, and who will be down with the program. All right, so the scriptures say in Psalm 64, they accomplish a diligent search, right? So they go into deep research on these things, and the research is the people, all right? They experiment, right, on their subjects, all right, to see behaviors and patterns, and they study all of these things, and they make basically they do all these things to fulfill their plans at the end of the day, all right, to see how they need to move. Okay, they always been doing these things. All right, and I'll read a little bit of this as well. It says, let me see. A zoologist whose organization funded controversial experiments in Wuhan with some fish started the pandemic has presented the discovery of a never before seen virus with almost as much potential to infect humans as C19. Dr. Peter Daszak, head of the New York based nonprofit Eco Health Alliance, detailed his findings in bats at an event held by the World Health Organization on future pandemic research preparedness. It says EcoHealth had its funding pulled in projects to find viruses, and China canceled due to concerns about its ties to the C-19 lab theory. But it has continued to operate in Thailand and other parts of Asia with millions of dollars in U.S. grants. Dr. Dazak told attendees at the WHO conference about its team's ongoing efforts to comb Southeast Asia for threatening animal viruses. Some scientists consider these virus hunting experiments at risk of causing a future pandemic. So these things are gonna happen. All right. It's like I said, it's privacy, and you have this organization. I believe it's them right here, which collects viruses and things of that nature, and have these things stored in labs. And it's like, why would you have them stored up? These things are weaponized, right, and will be used. It says we found a lot of SARS related, C-19s, but one in particular we found was quite common in bats where people were commonly exposed. You see, I think I skipped something. Dr. Daszak, a friend of Dr. Anthony Fauci, was this guy is a fraud, right? It says the ex-chief medical advisor to the U.S. president revealed his team have already found one bat C-19 of considerable interest. All right, so like I said, all these things are coming back, so don't be surprised. All right, you go to this scripture, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Where Satan, right, is a demon, the top demon on the left hand side. But when Satan wants to get things done, right, Satan operates in Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, right, the elites, all right, not just your average, you know, um, Edomite, all right, but the elites. He operates through them to get these plans, you know, um, in motion. Right, this is a wicked satanic world. Right, that's why we call him the devil. He is ruling, and Satan is basically using that left hand energy, that vibration, and is storing it all in Esau. Right, so he's the face of Satan. Okay, he represents Satan on the earth, just like hey, we represent the Most High on the earth. But you get second Edges chapter 15 and verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, which this Egypt is referring to America. For I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with a plague, and the punishment the Most High shall bring upon it. So he says he shall bring plagues upon Egypt, as before. All right, so Egypt was plagued. All right, but this Egypt was talking about America. So when you read Jeremiah the 16th chapter, it speaks about the Most High overdoing what he did in Egypt. All right, so plagues are going to come on this place. And when you read in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, right, it speaks in the curses. It speaks about the Most High, bringing plagues that are not written, right, in this book, upon, you know, basically our people. Okay, the Most High is going to protect his elect, of course, right? But mainly our people over here, in America. But the Most High is gonna plague this place, and it's all written to happen. You know, when we read Psalm 91, it speaks about the elect being protected. No evil shall come nigh thy dwelling. The angels, it's gonna protect you. You're gonna be under the shadow of the Most High. Just like in ancient Egypt, when the plagues and all those things was going on, Israel was protected. All right. So that's a lesson. I'll just edify that. I'm gonna say a shalom.